The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown.
Parsons has sacked it. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
It's a Monday morning edition of Talkin Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, live from Oxnard, California in the River Ridge Sports Complex, site of Training Camp 2025. We've got the whole cast and crew ready for you to rock today with Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, my man Chris Beam in the back. We've got the sound playing already. The music is here. The Cowboys are back on the practice field for what is officially, gentlemen, a game week. It is a game week in Oxnard. The Cowboys, not only with the joint practice on Tuesday against the Rams, but on Saturday they take on the Rams at SoFi Stadium. Glad you're with us. And, gentlemen, it feels a little different around here. Maybe it's just the song and the atmosphere that's being set that's in the background. But for the most part, it's going to be it's a different feel this week for this Cowboys team.
Why does it feel different to you, Kyle? We never get to ask you questions.
Well, then ask me a question.
Let's go. Why is it a different feel around here?
Because we get to see our team hit somebody else. We get to see someone else get laid out by Malik Hooker. We get to see.
You want to talk about it, Kyle?
I'm tense. I'm ready to go. It's an intense week.
This is a safe place. You know that, right?
It is a safe place. It's always a safe place.
This is big Brock Lesnar energy right here.
Oh,
I'm okay with that. He was a Hall of Famer,
beast.
right?
No, this is.
You didn't say that right.
As far as
you didn't say that right.
He didn't get it.
It's okay. Hoffman energy, dude.
He came back.
Brock Hoffman energy.
Oh, okay.
It's a SummerSlam reference from yesterday.
Changing it up a little
He always
bit.
comes back for John Cena.
How was SummerSlam, everybody? Was it good?
It ended spectacularly. It had
Wasn't
its
good
moments.
before that.
Oh no, I mean
There was some hesitation there.
No, it started off both nights. Started off great, dipped, had some filler that was quite mid, and then popped off.
Not the
at end.
mid.
Kyle always checks in about our wrestling like a
It is controversial.
stepdad. You know what I
It
mean?
is
He just
extremely
walks in and he's like,
controversial.
Did you guys have fun?
"Are you winning, son?" The whole
It
thing.
was extremely controversial.
But Kyle, to get back to your question, sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing the Rams. I love when the Rams and the Cowboys practice, have their joint practice, because it is very competitive. Very competitive. They have some dudes on their team. It's a very well-coached team. We know they are talented. They have some new additions that are going to test out not only obviously our offensive line got tested last year here with their defensive young and verse, but now our cornerbacks, which we know that room is a little bit depth challenged at this point with all the injuries that they have going on here in Dallas. They're going to get challenged by Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and that's going to be a sight to see. I'm looking forward to seeing those one-on-one opportunities, not only in the team sessions, but those one-on-ones, because you really get to see guys get exposed on both sides. So I'm looking forward to all the competition revolving around joint practice.
Well, it's like Isaiah said, that there's a lot of new additions for the Cowboys, and the question is, can they stand the rain? When you're talking about Jared Verse and you're talking about the addition of Devontae Adams along with Tutu Atwell and Nacua, and I mean we talk about the cornerbacks position with the Cowboys. We said this coming into camp, and the situation hasn't improved. Kyer Elam notwithstanding, you're starting to see a little bit of shine from some of these younger guys like a Keemon Hall. Andrew Booth had a good practice a couple practices ago, but he's working back from an injury as far as getting back 100%.
Yeah.
This cornerbacks group is going to get tested real early, and here we are. And we're talking about these young guys. They're going to see preseason reps. Now, granted, in the preseason, they're not going to be going against Devontae Adams. They're not going to be going against Puka Nacua, but they're going to be going against a talented wide receiver core who's coached up by, Sean McVay, who can scheme some things open. Offensive line, we talked about Jared Verse. It doesn't get any better from there, right? So we'll see what they do as early as tomorrow, Tuesday, when they go up against them in the scrimmage. Yep. That's when the Cowboys will officially get to hit someone other than their own teammates for the first time. So I'm interested to see that, too.
Love to see that. And the Rams are a team that's constantly sort of in the mix. I mean, they're coming off of a divisional loss, but they did not start off the season very well. They didn't look great throughout the season. But a big thing, at least that I remember from last year, was when they came into our facility and they practiced against us, they kind of beat us up a little bit.
Yep.
It didn't look great. We looked a little sloppy, and they were kind of big dogging us. And this is something that Nate Newton pointed out to me, and felt like, that was the writing on the wall of like, this team is not ready to be a dog. Now you have a chance to defend your honor here in Oxnard. This is our town, right? So I think at least when you have that, you can compare it to last year. You can say, if we're showing out in practices this time, it's going to be a lot different than it is for the season. Hopefully it's indicative of that. But like you said, pointing out Keemon Hall too, a guy that you really want to see play well in the preseason and just in practice in general. Hopefully he doesn't take too many preseason snaps, but just in general, yeah.
And I want to kind of preface this conversation for the people that are listening at home. The reason why we put so much emphasis on these joint practices is because this is really the first and only opportunity that you get throughout all of training camp to see where your team that's going to be on the field come the regular season, where they stand.
Yep.
This is the only time that you'll see CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and everybody else as a starter going full tilt, not to the ground, not full tackling, but full tilt against the competition that they will face when the regular season approaches. Other than this practice, this one practice, they will not see that level of competition outside of their team again until games matter.
Yeah, that's the big thing. So we've got a month between Tuesday, a month exactly from today until game one against the Philadelphia Eagles. But tomorrow it'll be 30 days out until then. And so you've got a long time to see it, but you'll get to see a really good snippet of it. And to y'all's point, I mean, you look at the roster from the Rams, and they probably say the same thing, vice versa to a certain extent, but they're playmakers at every level. And so it's going to challenge you. I'm excited to see what the run defense looks like, the interior of our defensive line, the Mozzie Smiths, the Solomon Thomases, the Jay Toyas, who's had a good camp so far. All of those guys go up against the stable of running backs that I would love to have on our roster. I would love to have a Kyron Williams or a Blake Corum or a Jarquez Hunter, who was a rookie draft pick out of Auburn this year in the 4th round. I would love all of those things to come to fruition, but now we get to see how we stop them and how you can stand up against them. So along with the receivers that you guys mentioned with Nakua and Adams and Jordan Whittington, who tore up Dallas in the preseason last year, I'm excited to see what the depth of our defense looks like, because there have been some good things that we've seen. There have been some not so good things that we've seen on the field, and we're going to get all of that tested going into Tuesday. One of the not so good things that we've seen throughout camp has been the Micah Parsons saga.
Oh,
Who's
What?
that?
Micah Parsons, edge rusher, all-pro.
Remember?
He wears number 11 when he wants to put on the jersey.
I've seen that guy before.
Yep, he's out here.
pretty good at football. Yeah.
Yep, pretty good at football.
Arguably.
And since we were last on
debatable.
this show, of course, breaking news, it
Of course.
tends to hit right
Of
around
course.
then. He has requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys, releasing a statement on X. I'm sure if you're a Cowboys fan and you're listening to Talking Cowboys by now, you've probably seen the post. You've probably heard 100 different opinions on it. But guess what? We haven't talked about it on our show.
Sure haven't.
So I want to get your opinion on it. We'll start just by the request. We'll get into the back and forth here in a moment and maybe the impact of it all. But just your thought on the request initially. And remember, this is a show where we do what?
Keep it 100.
We say it with our chest is what we do.
Yeah, we do.
So, Isaiah, I'll let you start.
Try to save that for Fridays, Kyle. But being that it's a Monday, I'll give him a sample of that, okay? I think that I take that back. Let me start over. I believe Jerry Madelon was on my shoulder.
I believe.
I believe that if this is Mortal Kombat, Micah Parsons has been using all of his moves, right, mashing all the buttons, and then finally he sees the code and the sequence in which he has to enter in his final finish him move. And this was his finisher move.
His Abacab.
For the
ABB,
Dallas.
ABB.
Exactly.
For
the Dallas Cowboys. And the reason why I say that is because
blood code?
as a player who is contractually bound to an organization and a team in his current state, there's only so much you can do.
Yep.
And you've communicated through the media. You've communicated directly with the individuals that are a part of the negotiations. You feel like you're trying to treading water, like you're running on a hamster wheel. Nothing's really getting done. There's no progress. You want a deal done. They're very patient. They don't have a sense of urgency, but you do. You have to pull your card. And if you're playing Uno, This is your wild card. This is the one that you've been holding on to until you absolutely needed it because, bam, here we go. This is all I have left. And the wild card is I'm going to put the Dallas Cowboys in a position in these negotiations where I can remove myself and I now can allow the fans and the media to negotiate on my behalf. There is nothing else that needs to be said for Micah Parsons. The organization feels the way they feel. They have all the leverage. They have him in a current contract. They don't feel the need to have a sense of urgency in this regard. And you already heard Jerry say, I don't mind him not being out there right now because I don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah.
So the Joneses in the organization are perfectly fine. But in terms of Micah, this is smart from my stance as a former player from his behalf because now he literally has to say nothing else.
Yep.
But we will talk about it. Every other platform will talk about it. The fans will be yelling his name whenever Jerry walks out to practice, Jerry Jones, and he gets to just sit back, sign, fake checks on the sideline, kiss babies, and just let everybody else do his bidding for him.
So Isaiah makes a bunch of great points. I'll segue off of one of his points. This is Micah Parsons playing the proverbial wild card. Okay. Problem is the Cowboys have the draw for.
Yeah.
Okay, you have upwards of 3 years of control between this fifth-year option, and you can franchise tag him twice before, Now, I don't believe it gets to that point. Let me be clear. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I felt this way pre-trade request. I feel this way right now. I believe this deal gets done.
Yeah.
I do believe the deal gets done.
Everything
you're seeing right now is the game, within the game. And that's one thing that Jerry Jones said that was 100% true. He said this is the negotiation. Yep. And no matter how you slice it, this is not the first time we've seen this dance with a high-profile player who is arguably the best or one of the best players at his position when it comes to negotiating with the Cowboys. I can drop the names. You already know the names. The Dak Prescotts, the DeMarcus Lawrences, the CeeDee Lambs, the Zach Martins. It goes on. It goes on. It goes on.
Almost every year.
Almost every year.
Okay.
That's why the trade request, while meteoric in its impact, didn't move my needle whatsoever. It immediately made me think of Myles Garrett. Hopefully this ends the same way. However, you saw what Myles Garrett did in formally demanding a trade from the Cleveland Browns, and just over 30 days later, he signs to this massive record-setting deal. Myles and Micah Parsons are really good friends. Now, I'm going to use that point to make my next point. One of the reasons this has gotten to a trade request and it's gotten so contentious is it's not just the shots that are being fired at Micah Parsons as he views it and as his agent views it. It's also the shots that are being fired at Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
Who's Micah Parsons' best friend in this locker room?
Trayvon
Diggs. A little over a week ago, they stood on this field and did a combo pack interview for solidarity. So I'm here to tell you, Micah Parsons is taking all of this into context, and he simply feels a way about the organization at the moment, not simply because of his contract issue, but also because of the contention between Trayvon Diggs and the front office over the rehab stuff. All of that is to say, now that I've given you all that context and something to think about, I am unmoved by this trade request. I wish it didn't get to this point. I believe the Dallas Cowboys would be it would be nothing short of professional malpractice to trade away Micah Parsons, at least for anything short of, and I kind of joked about this before on Inside Training Camp, if you're not giving up 2 or 3 planets in this solar system, we're not even starting the conversation.
But you do understand how Dallas fans, not necessarily Dallas Cowboys fans, but Dallas sports fans have a little bit of PTSD.
Hey, let's not bring that up. We don't need to bring that up. Why are we bringing that up?
Just
Stop
say
that.
it.
No,
It's
no,
still
no,
fresh.
no,
He's right, though. He's
Not
right.
on our
So
show.
it's a fresh wound.
No.
Unfortunately, because of how the Mavericks
While
handled
we're
their
outside of
situation,
LA,
We don't have a draft lottery, guys. Let's not even have this conversation.
he just signed a deal. I don't want to hear
Not
that.
the deal he would have signed.
Yeah, I know.
So is it impossible? No, it's not impossible because nothing's impossible. But the odds of it occurring are so minuscule that in my mind it's not worth entertaining.
Josh, are you losing sleep?
I'm not losing sleep over this, and that was my point I was about to make. Thank you, Isaiah, for the perfect segue, because Jerry talked about it after practice, and he said, don't lose sleep over this. I've been here a while. I kind of done this a time or two. This is how the game is played. This is how Micah Parsons is choosing to gain leverage. But matter of fact, and as you two have gracefully pointed out, the Cowboys hold all the leverage. They have control of his contract over the next 3 seasons between the 5th-year option and then, of course, the 2 franchise tags. And not to mention, the Cowboys have used the franchise tag as recently as Dak Prescott. Don't think for a second that they won't also use it on a Micah Parsons. It would be unfortunate, but they will do it if they need to. Micah Parsons will not be traded, in my opinion, to any other team. He will play for the Dallas Cowboys. If it comes to him wanting to sit out games or what have you, that would be obviously a financial risk. Yeah. But if he feels that way, I mean, more power to him. That's based on what the player wants to do and between him and his agent. Now, if you consider the fact that here we stand, just a few days after the trade request, within 30 days it happened for Myles Garrett. Again, it's just a move, a part of the move. Yeah. This is how the game is played. I'm not fazed by it in any way.
I've had conversations with Micah, too, when hosting certain events and different things where it's about his money. And even before the contract talks were even a thing, this is going back multiple years now. But one of the things he talked about was being smart with your money. And one of the things he's doing right now to show that he cares about being smart with his money is showing up to training camp, showing up and not taking that $50,000 fine and standing on the sideline and at least being there for his teammates and being around the camp and the facility and the staff and all of those different elements. So I find it hard to believe he will sit out games.
Yeah.
But that's the next leverage move. That's the next wild card that people aren't necessarily seeing as a possibility. That would be where I think the front office could lose a little bit of leverage as if he were to sit out certain games because they want him on the field. They want him as a part of this. But in order to give up that leverage or to gain that leverage, if you're Micah Parsons, you're going to have to give up some cash. And he's got to be less smart about his money in doing so.
I do agree with Kyle in the capacity of if Micah Parsons were so inclined, if for whatever reason the deal's not done by September 4th and Micah Parsons were so inclined to miss the first couple of games, those couple of games are against divisional rivals, right?
Yep.
Where it's not just one loss equals mathematically one loss.
Yeah.
It's more like 1.5.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. On top of that, let's just be completely clear. Let's be honest. We're saying it with our chest, right? Let's say it with our chest. Jerry Jones has said this time and again, and he knows what I'm about to say is true. He's mortal, okay, and he's not a spring chicken. So if you were to entertain trading Micah Parsons, you get all these draft picks that you hopefully pan out in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah. However, again, you're not a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, not even a 50-year-old.
You're trying to win now.
If you're trying to win right now, you just put the keys to the throne in the hands of Brian Schottenheimer, who is a first-time NFL head coach, and he's saying all the right things. And through this point in training camp, Brian Schottenheimer is also doing all the right things. Do you want to take a blade and cut at one of his proverbial Achilles going into his inaugural season, right? As far as taking one of the, if not arguably the best pass rusher off of the field, maybe for 1 game, 2 games, multiple games. So yes, to your point, Kyle, if Micah Parsons pushes that envelope, Jerry could call his bluff. He has 3 years of rights to call his bluff on. So Micah Parsons is not going to sit out 1 entire season, 2 entire seasons. This will get resolved. But if Micah Parsons sits out 1 or 2 games and they happen to be against the Eagles and the Giants, and you lose those 2 games, woof.
Let me ask a question real quick, and you just alluded to it. The fact that this is happening in Coach Schottenheimer's inaugural season with the Dallas Cowboys as head coach, does this affect the new culture that he's been trying to build? Like, I think we're all sort of kumbaya coming into this training camp, and you've seen it out here, discipline, yelling at players whenever they're getting in fights, all of that. Does this affect, this sort of outside noise affect what's happening within that locker room?
No. As a former player, no. You understand business is business. What the coach is preaching is something completely different. This has no impact on the guy's continuity or culture or any of those things. Yeah, none of that stuff. Let me put this out there, and a lot of people might disagree with me, but it is what it is.
Put it
perfectly
out there.
fine.
Say it with your chest.
This is a game of chess. Some people don't know how to play chess.
Say it with your chest.
Some people play. You see what I said?
Title? That's it.
Say it with your chest.
Writing it down.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know how to play chess,
learn.
I don't play it.
Learn.
You play checkers, right? And you can get kings, and you can get double. You can double
triple
up, and
jump.
you can go across. You can triple jump and do all the things. Listen, last year around this time, there was a gentleman by the name of who that was sitting out?
Zach Martin.
Okay, and
That was a couple years back.
yeah, okay, a couple years back.
Oh, CD was last year.
No disrespect, it all runs together.
This is how many people. This is how many often we go through the
common.
situation.
Zach Martin sat out, if I remember correctly, past the joint practice.
Yes.
At the joint practice, the offensive line got worked.
Destroyed.
Yep. There's another joint practice tomorrow.
Yeah, there is.
I already mentioned on this show that you have an idea of where you stand compared to real NFL competition outside of your team tomorrow.
I feel more confident in the stable of edge rushers this year than I did in that offensive line that year, though.
So let's talk about that. Kyle,
if we want to bring it up, we can bring it up.
That's what I was alluding to. I was heading that way. Thank you very much for taking over the steering wheel there.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. If this is a game that's being played, right? We keep talking about Triple H. I'm sorry. If this is a game that's being played,
are you ready?
Dallas Cowboys, if they have a good showing from a defensive end room against the Rams, you have even more leverage?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Right? And if you're Micah Parsons, no disrespect, not wishing this upon him, not saying what he would say, but I would think that you're kind of hoping that they don't have a great showing because it shows how much that you're needed.
Yeah. He's still needed. Don't get it wrong.
No. Listen, Micah is Micah. I'm not
saying
that.
You need the best player on the field.
Yeah, for sure. But I believe that this is a productive room without Micah. It's not a dominant room without Micah. It's a productive room. You have guys who can rush the passer. You're going to have a great idea of where you stand without Micah tomorrow when they face the Rams.
Yep.
And I think that whatever's happening in these negotiations, I think tomorrow might have a little bit of an impact on those negotiations based upon the results of tomorrow in that room.
I would
go for it.
I would tend to agree, but I think what the big difference between Zach Martin's year and Micah's year is that the offensive line depth was not where the defensive end depth is right now.
Facts.
You're surprised on how good the depth is here at edge without Micah.
True.
That it's almost like, Jerry's holding the cards at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
To say, I think we're all right.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
We can be all right. You obviously do want the best player that's on the field, but
I'm not
at this point,
I'm not in a panic.
You're going to be fine.
You're not in a panic.
My problem with that, and you're both right. You're both right. And because I'm also...
Can we go to break and then kiss on the other side?
Yeah,
we got it. I want to keep this conversation going.
Cliffhanger.
When we come back, let's talk about, is this what you would consider a hollow trade request, or is there legitimate frustration there, and is it something that can spill over into the season if it doesn't get resolved by midway through training camp? There's a lot of questions at hand. We'll touch on that when we come back with more of Talking Cowboys right after this.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Welcome back to Talkin' Cowboys. We are live from training camp in Oxnard, California. This segment is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. Kyle Youmans just had to step out for whatever reason.
Did Kyle just submit a trade request?
Yeah, gas.
He did. He's trying to hold some leverage.
I didn't want to tell anybody. He was trying to hold the gas, but
he's refusing to play That's
Unbelievable.
unprofessional.
He's sitting out reps. It's a hold-in for Kyle.
Tommy,
He's
get in here, Tommy.
Unbelievable.
Derek Eagleton, he needs to.
Unbelievable.
Come on in here, Tommy.
needs
We're
to
calling you in off the bench.
Kyle sitting out
Kyle's
reps.
pay.
It's a hold-in.
We need you to fill in like Jamal Crawford. Let's go. Get in here.
Come on, Tommy.
Of the year.
Let's go, Tommy.
Everybody clap it up for Tommy.
Here we go.
Here we
In
go.
the meantime,
Strange.
That's the fastest Tommy will run in camp. I trust.
Patrick had a point
Until I
right
beat
before we
Patrick
went to
in a
break.
race.
That's the fastest Tommy will run in camp.
Until I beat him in a
For
race.
you guys that don't know what these two are talking about, back months ago, maybe 6 months ago, I don't know when it was, these two challenged each other.
No, that's incorrect.
Tommy?
Tommy challenged me.
You challenged him.
I challenged him.
Tommy challenged no
In
seat
hard
a
bottoms, no
40-yard dash
In hard
race.
bottoms. He said he beat me in hard
Are you
bottoms.
going to stand on business and carry and
Absolutely.
follow through with that?
Absolutely.
When is this happening?
Whenever you want it to happen.
He said whenever.
When is it happening?
He's standing on business. You guys are not clocking that Tommy is standing on
yesterday. We
business.
could have done it the day before. Last episode, Tommy was up here copping please, so now his chest is poked out again. Now I'll let the air out.
Well, I don't know
today
if I was
after-
copping, please. Honestly, I don't even remember what we said the other day.
So today, after practice, after you guys finish your interviews,
Well, we got it right. So after work. You say after
you guys are
work.
going to be cooled down by then. I feel like you guys are going to cool down.
Work. You realize
Sorry,
work is
sorry.
work.
Holding's
Sorry,
over.
sorry.
Thanks,
Sorry.
guys. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
Bye, Tommy.
You realize work is work, right? Let me get my bag.
So we can do this after the show.
Not after the show because we got the official.
That's not till 11.
NFL official. It's 10:30.
Lots of excuses I'm hearing. That's all I'm hearing.
And Shotty's at
I'm hearing a lot of punning going on
No,
over
you're
here.
not. You're hearing me getting my bag. Bag first, ass kicking
We got 45 minutes between you and that meeting.
No, you don't. Your math ain't mathing.
We get off the air at 45.
Should.
Your meeting's at 30.
We should.
It only takes 5 seconds to run your 40, maybe 16 for some of y'all.
So
Okay, so are we
I
talking
said we
about
could do
this
it this
scenario? Is that why
They
Tommy
said
was
it could
over
happen
here?
whenever. He said it could happen today. I said, why not right after this?
And I said because we have
A
this
10:30
and
meeting.
that, and this and that. I said today after player interviews and we finish all right and whatever. I don't see why it makes a difference.
Sounds like Brian Anger.
What's that? He's punting?
You know, I love it because I am on record as saying we could do it this afternoon.
Okay.
So
anything
are we
short
doing
of
it this
that,
I just
afternoon?
need a time and
we
a place.
can do it this afternoon. I don't care. Get the smoke whenever you want the smoke.
4 o'clock this
Charcoal's
afternoon.
been on the grill. Okay, cool.
4 o'clock.
4:30, 4:15.
4 o'clock. No. I'm trying to set a time. I'm trying to set a time.
The
4
outcome is
o'clock.
the outcome. Come see me.
4 o'clock this afternoon. It will be Patrik Walker versus Tommy Yari.
Put a poll on.
Just remember, I
Put a
was
poll on
minding
X.
my own.
Who's going to win?
Who's gonna win?
Yeah, I'll put it on there.
Kyle's
going
going
to
to put a poll on X on who's going to win that race.
Just remember, I was minding my own business.
Can't
I
wait.
was into
4
this.
o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Central.
Now, as I was saying about Micah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Continue.
the cliffhanger from the previous
the
segment.
spillover.
Yeah,
Now you're picking it up.
spillover. Excellent points on the Cowboys. Will love to see what this group of pass rushers can do absent Micah
Barring
against
Micah. Correct.
the Los Angeles Rams in the scrimmage. And I, for one, I'm interested to see if a guy like Donovan Ezraku can continue his strong camp. I'm curious to see if Sam Williams can, if Dante Fowler can continue going. And we know Dante can because he's done it.
10 and a half of them.
But my counterpoint is, you said something about them being good enough without Mike. He wants to see if they're at least good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of tired of good enough around here.
I hear that.
Yep.
I'm real tired.
Where's
of
it gotten
good
you?
enough. Like, what has good enough gotten you? It's gotten you 8 and 8s. It's gotten you 9 and 7, and
12 and 4s even.
12 and 4s, and then you get to the playoffs, and yeah, you were good enough to get to the playoffs, or you're good enough to win this game against this opponent. But then when it comes to playing an elite contender, then you're not. I don't want it. Love you, Zay, and you're making a valid point. My counterpoint is I am no longer accepting good enough. I don't want to hear about good enough. I want dominance, and dominance involves Micah Parsons.
I completely agree, and I only say that. Let me preface all this. The deal is going to get done. Okay, people listening, I don't know what camera on. The deal's going to get done.
I agree.
Let's say that.
I do
the
agree.
deal has to get done.
I do agree.
You need Micah to be the team that you foresee yourself being. So I'm going to say all that. But in this game of cat and mouse, in battleship, and back and forth, or whatever other game you want to say, leverage matters.
11.
Right? Leverage, exactly. Leverage matters, right? And it's a ping pong game back and forth, right? It's Forrest Gump sometimes, just back and forth. And if these guys have a bad showing, little bit of the leverage goes to Micah. If they have a bad showing, the leverage goes to Micah. If they have a great showing, it slides back over to ownership because they're like, yep, see, we can still get things done. It's all just positioning. Yeah, by smidges. But it's all positioning, right?
Why can't we all just get along?
It's negotiating. How many people out there have bought a house? Right? Like it's back and forth.
Near LA is crazy.
For a gentleman over here, he bought a car recently, right? He bought a car. Like there's a little bit of negotiating that goes back and forth. Like, I can't do this. Okay, let me go talk to my manager. And then they come back with some other, here's my offer. I don't really know. But it's literally that, just on a much higher scale.
We've seen these deals get done, especially in the Cowboys organization, like that. All it takes is one phone call, the right phone call between the right 2 or 3 people. And in this instance, the right 2 or 3 people involve Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and David Mulligata. There you go.
And the number,
hammer it out.
I would imagine that the number is set, right? The annual, revenue that he's going to be bringing in, the annual cap number, whatever that is set. I would imagine it's 41.
Right, that's the floor.
I would imagine that's it, right? Like, so there's not a lot that has to go into it. So this deal can get done literally in minutes, I would imagine, right? It just comes down to years at that point. Years and guaranteed money. Do I want to do a 4-year or do I want to do a 5-year? I'm sure he wants to do a 4-year. I'm sure the organization wants to do a 5-year, right? So you'll argue back and forth on that. And then it comes down to, okay, how much guaranteed money? Well, let's look at our roster after we face the Rams and see what holes do we still need to fill? Are there guys that we need to go get? Mm-hmm. And if so, we need to position this deal to allow for us to have space to go acquire and fill those holes. Yep. So that's literally logistically all that's really out there, people. So as scared as people are right now, it's going to get done. It's not going to take much for it to get done, but what you're going to hear is a lot of posturing, a lot of positioning, and you just have to weather the storm.
So would you call that a hollow request?
Hollow.
Would you call it hollow across the board?
Yes.
On Micah's side?
Yeah,
or just because of just in precedent of the situation.
I don't think it's hollow.
Because I think there's legitimate frustration.
I was going to say I don't think it's hollow in regards to the frustration, the angst right now. All of that is valid. Micah Parsons is upset, and Micah Parsons is fed up with how the process has gone or not going to this point.
And that, if there's any frustration on fan side, that's how it should be frustrated. Right. The way that the process has drug out again, that's where there should be a problem because the money has done nothing but go up. From the point where they were talking in March and that deal was on the table from Jerry Jones's account, and the way that Micah has taken it off of the table, whether that's true or not, from that point until here as we sit in August, the money has done nothing but go up. So if you're the team, I don't know what the deal was in March. I can't tell you what the numbers were in March, but they're going to sit there and I'm guaranteeing, or not guaranteeing, but I would be inclined to think that number is not as high as it is now.
But
so why not try and get it done then as opposed to wait till this point?
The writing has been on the wall since before Zach Martin, long before this, but look at just last year with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
When they got the deal done, before they were getting the deal done, they said, they're not on our timetable.
Yeah.
We're on theirs.
Yeah.
That's just how it works, man. Yeah. I wish it was done back in the offseason when we were talking about this. They've drug it out this long, and arguably, at this point, is it a strategy that they want to see where the other top edge rushers get paid?
No, that would be a bad strategy.
I mean, but does it, I guess, give them the sit back to recalibrate the value of the edge at that, and giving the edge that piece of the pie? I have no idea. It seems like it's just going up.
Yeah.
If they wanted to wait till next year or the year after to get a deal done. Not that I want that to happen, but they're not on our timetable, man. As much as I wish they were, they are not.
And for those that are...
The leaves have fallen at this point.
For those that are pretending that just because a player is a first-round draft pick, that instantly replaces the talent that's already proven, I will remind you of Taco Charlton. Now let's move on.
What does Taco Charlton have to do with that?
First round pick.
Yeah.
So
you're saying because he can maybe not work out.
Next first round pick can immediately come in.
I was thinking contract talks, and then you went to the draft, and I'm like, wait.
Because if you were to trade him, I saw someone in the comments say, just trade him and get a first round pick and here.
They don't always work out like that.
No, sir, it doesn't. Taco Charlton, and the list goes on.
As much as I love the draft show and I love having draft picks, we didn't even think Micah would turn into this. We really didn't. Yeah. I mean, okay, Isaiah thought and knew and always does. He's Mr. Nostradamus over here. Sorry. Okay. But from a general consensus, people were not happy with the Parsons pick because they were thinking, another edge rusher in the first round. Let's see what happens.
That went away real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, of course, he ended up having an incredible camp in 21, and then he's turned into an all-pro.
He doesn't want to leave, and the Joneses
They don't
want
him to leave.
No.
What is
the relationship is in a bad spot, but it's still a long-term relationship. You know, same thing happens in every marriage.
This is the boyfriend or girlfriend about to walk out the
marriage
door.
is just,
I'm not taking this anymore.
The episode of
Grab
Martin.
me before I walk out,
the
please.
episode of Martin when he told Gina to step, and she went to the door. He was like, "Oh, baby, I'm sorry." Same thing.
All right, I want to take our second break because I'm going to leave plenty of time here in this this final segment. Would you guys? I'm going to give you guys a choice. How about this? Would you rather do a rookie progress report, or would you rather have 3 players to watch going into a big week here?
3 players to watch.
Rookie progress report.
Ooh, okay, so 2-1.
Let's save that one for before the game.
The big week before the game on Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
save
All
which
right,
one?
when we come back on Talking Cowboys, we are going to
players
talk
to
through a rookie progress report, A through F, some of the guys that have stood out on the field so far. We'll see who our favorites are when we come back right after this.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag and Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag and Turf, the official Ag and Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
As America's leading business lender, Bank of America is on your corner and in your corner. With over $9 billion in business loans and more than 140 business specialists right here in North Texas, we help businesses thrive so communities prosper. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this segment is brought to you by the Captain Morgan Fan of the Year.
So appropriate. We need a drink.
I thought you were going to say because the fans are going to be loud.
Shouts out to Captain Morgan.
I'm expecting a good crowd today. When we were driving up, there were cars already lined up on Ventura Boulevard.
They were
there were a lot
all
of
the
them.
way up.
There were a lot of them today, so I
Whoa.
think it will be a good crowd today. Tomorrow is going to be a madhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow
For
is
sure.
going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait for tomorrow's practice. It's always
Simply
a fun
electric.
time.
Football bag.
And here's the good thing for us on Talking Cowboys is we get to go today, and then we get to go right after that on Wednesday. So we get to break it down for you. Wednesday is going to be a big show of what happened in the joint practice, who was great, what looked bad, what looked good, what kind of who got in a fight, as Chris Beam alludes to behind the camera. We'll get into all of that at some point in time.
Because
So
it is
can't wait
versus
for
the
that.
Rams.
It's going to be
Beamer is saying.
it's going to be our media team versus their media team. Beam's going to start
don't
throwing
want those
punches.
Dude, they don't want
They
the
don't want those
smoke.
problems.
They don't want the
Yeah,
Beam
there's
smoke.
no
Coming off
way.
the top
Do you
rope,
see
bro.
these?
We get the numbers, and we'll land more
Do you see
punches.
those? Do you see these? Do you see those?
It just looks like SpongeBob.
Yeah, where it flutters down here.
Time you
I
walk
love
by,
it.
you're flexing.
Yeah. All right, Josh, I'm going to let you
lobster
start. Rookie progress report.
All right.
I'm going to go in order.
let's go.
I want a grade A through F, and I want a quick synopsis of why you give them that grade. Let's start and go in order. First round pick, Tyler Booker at offensive guard.
I'm giving
all
him
the
a
way down?
solid B. Solid B, similar to BB last year. I think he didn't wow to start the training camp. I don't think he's wowed necessarily here. He's been solid. He's had some really great reps and some really not questionable. He's had some iffy days, good days, bad days. But I imagine it comes together throughout the season. I think you can rely on a guy like this with that much confidence at this point.
Patrick,
I'm giving Tyler Booker a B+. Not only has he been solid, but there are certain things about his game that impresses me even more over what I've seen from his Alabama tape. He is, in fact, or has the potential to be a road grader at the NFL level. When it comes to those screen plays, I know one of the knocks would, to those who didn't scout him correctly said, oh, well, he can't really move. Oh, he's got motion on those screen plays, and he's often at the second level.
Let's not throw out draft scouts out there like that.
No.
Because that was one of my knocks, too, is he didn't move very well in college, but they didn't let him move very well. They didn't put it on tape.
That's good context.
So let's keep that in mind.
But to be fair, I was more so aiming at the ex-scouts, not those who actually put the work in.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me differentiate. But I'm going to give him a B+. In the run game, he looks like he has the potential to be exceptional. In pass pro, he's lost some reps, as every player has across that offensive line at some point, including Tyler Smith. Okay, but what I've seen more often than not is I've seen him win against guys like Osa. I've seen him win against Solomon Thomas. So I'm giving him a B+. I think there's room to grow, but man, he's off to a really good start.
Good start.
From what I've seen.
Yep.
Because I'm just now getting to the point where I'm really starting to hone in on the guys in the line. I'm torn between a B- and a C+.
Okay.
And reason being, I have very high standards when it comes to first-round offensive linemen. And from what I've seen from him, I haven't seen that what he was saying on the podcast or whoever's podcast he was on.
You talking about the death in the eyes and that kind of thing?
The game out of the guy.
If
opening press conference.
If I hadn't heard about all that, maybe I would have a little bit higher grade. But
we'll see tomorrow.
When you say all that, yeah, we will. I want to see you driving dudes through the ground, right? Like I just saw Superman. Every time he hit the ground, the concrete busted. I want to see guys going through the ground. I want to see him using his arms. I've seen him use a lot of his pads to block. So he's letting guys into his chest. That's not going to work in this league. And I know we're kind of 80% in it in practice in terms of how hard the linemen can actually go at each other because nobody wants to hit the ground.
And it's not necessarily pad level that's his problem. He's still
it's just
he's not high, but it's the way that he's blocking, not using his hands.
He's like almost from what I've seen. Again, I'm not watching all his reps. It's alligator. I've seen a lot of alligator, and you can't have that at that position. You will get thrown out the club. No white tees. So we will get a better sense of it tomorrow because it won't be 80%. I'm sorry. I mean, even though you don't want to hit the ground, it's going to be 100. So you'll know exactly where you stand with him tomorrow.
Absolutely.
I'll give him a B there too. Just same thing. He's been solid. Hasn't done anything that's concerned me across the board, but he also hasn't done anything to wow me yet. We haven't seen that wow rep where he's throwing people out of the club, no white tees, and he's out there throwing around different defensive linemen. So we'll kind of stick there with that B grade. Moving into Donovan Ezaraku, this should be a pretty easy one. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Yeah, I'm going with an A.
Yeah.
Going with an A. I just think that he has won. The only reason why he's not an A+ is because I haven't seen the plethora of moves yet. I've seen him win with I've seen him win with a couple of different variations, but I don't think that he has a whole bag of moves yet, and that'll come. Right, he's a young gun, but what he does have in his bag, he's been winning with, and that is speed, that's quickness, that's his acceleration off the ball, his timing, that first step, his ability to dip. He's a problem. I'm looking forward to him being in that wave of defensive linemen that can really get after the quarterback.
Yeah, everything Isaiah said, it's an A for me with Ezraku. It's an A. Yes, he still has some work to do, but again, coming out of entering his first NFL training camp, having the arsenal that he has, being the technician that he is, it is not often that you see that with a guy who's not coming from a power program, right? So yeah, he led the nation in sacks, but that was one of the knocks that some people had to him is, oh, well, he's coming out of a Boston college. It's translating against NFL players. So I'm giving Donovan Ezraku A. Can't wait to see what this young man can do going forward.
Like an Emma Stone movie, it's an easy A. I did a Patrik Walker just then. No, absolutely. He's a guy. He's that first step is exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you're hearing about. If you're watching on Twitter, if you're looking at camp captures on DallasCowboys.com,
Great article.
It is just impressive, simply. And he looks like a first-round pick. He doesn't look like a second-round pick. It's insane to see how what's the word I'm looking for? He is just already there.
Yeah.
He's already
arrived.
There. He's arrived. a verified star at this point in camp. Would love to see it translate on the field.
We'll skip over Savone Revel since he's injured and hurt and inactive. Let's go straight to Jaden Blue, Texas. Josh, I'll let you start.
All right. I think so far you got to say B+. I mean, he's getting reps with the ones.
Yep.
You know, you love to see that. You love to see a guy that's able to dual threat at running back. He's catching passes one-handed at that. He's going to be a threat in many ways. And when we talked about like a potential running back lineup, he was like my third down guy. I think you're going to see him a lot this season. I really do. But I don't want to see him come off the field in the preseason. I really don't.
I think for me right now, it's a C with a lot of potential.
Okay. You said a C?
A C. First, several practices, which include unpadded practices. And to be fair to Jaden Blue, you can't really tell a lot in unpadded practices from the running back position.
Yep.
But even when padded practices fired up, it was a lot of Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders getting those first-team reps. And then Kavontae Turpin would step in, get those handoffs, and then they kind of mixed in Jaden Blue with Phil Maffa and Hunter Lipke from there. So to Josh's point, yes, we are now seeing Jaden Blue in the first team. And it's exciting to see, but it's also because two of your running backs are injured. So that makes me wonder if Deuce Vaughn and Miles Sanders are not both injured. Is Jaden Blue still getting those first-team reps? I don't know. Maybe not. But the flashes he's delivering and the opportunities that he's being given more so as these days progress, that's what has him on the upward trajectory. So I believe he can finish this camp on an A for me. But right now he's splitting the difference. He's definitely on the upswing right now, though.
B+ for me, man. I think he's shown the best vision out of all the running backs to date for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody wants to talk about his speed. I don't even want to get to his speed yet. When he gets out, from those first two levels, he's a problem, obviously. But his vision has been what has impressed me. And as any running back, whether you're a power back or you're a scat back or you're a speed, whatever kind of back you want to be, vision is essential. His patience and vision have been the best to me out of that room.
He has a clear eye blue.
You're trying to start that, aren't you?
No.
I put an article on DallasCowboys.com yesterday, high five, and it was 5 players with the biggest opportunity going into a big week, and he was on the list because he has a chance if he breaks a run, either tomorrow or going into Saturday's game. You break a big run, you have that speed, you have that vision, you put up good numbers. All of a sudden, this running back competition turns from the veterans to look at this rookie who's got some.
Well, he's already on my 53 even before preseason.
He's getting close there.
He's on my
too.
53 before preseason starts.
The thing is, people, whenever you have speed, I know we got to blow through these.
Yep.
Whenever we have speed, people kind of rely on that, right? And they trying to get outside a lot of times. He's not doing that.
No, he's in between the tackles.
So he's showing a lot of maturity in terms of his ability and his responsibilities as a running back.
All right, rapid fire, no description. Just give me a grade here. Shamar James, Patrik.
C. I'm seeing him. Hold on. I'm seeing him start to come on. Now, toward it's not entirely different.
I said no description.
Oh, C.
We got to rapid fire through this.
C.
But finish your thought first.
He's on the upswing.
On the upswing. I get it.
B-, I think mainly because the pads have just come on.
Okay.
B+.
B+. I'm there, B+. I think he's looked good.
He doesn't need to come off the field, though.
Johnny Cornelius, on the offensive line out of Oregon. Johnny Cornelius.
B.
I'm pushing on him. I haven't watched him much.
B-.
Okay.
C-.
Okay. The C- is where I was thinking. It's Jay Toia, UCLA. Patrik.
B+. I need to see him on the first team more often.
Okay.
But, God, I like what I'm seeing.
Okay.
C.
I'm at a B.
Yeah, I'm a
B- for me.
Okay. Phil Maffa, Clemson.
C+.
Yeah, C+.
C-.
Right there too.
C-, and not necessarily because of him. He's not getting as many opportunities.
Yeah. Tommy Akingbasote, Maryland.
C-.
C+.
I just haven't seen very much of him, to be honest with you.
C-. I want to see more. I've seen more Jay Toia than I have
Agreed.
Tommy Akingbasote. I still want to see more from both guys across the board. Sorry we had to blow through those last couple of ones to get through here, but
we got Eagles fans in the chat. Don't ever question who's the #1 podcast.
Well, that's why they're listening.
You know,
Ooh,
that's
right,
why they're in the chat. All right, we'll be back on Wednesday breaking down the entire joint practice that does happen tomorrow. We'll have some extra training camp lives for you as well. Of course, Isaiah will be on the broadcast coming up on Saturday. Lots of exciting things throughout the week here on Talkin Cowboys and in Oxnard, California. For Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Chris Beam in the back, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from Oxnard. We will see you on Wednesday.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!